So I'm going to get off the stage because they've got a lot better things to talk about than I have. So give it up for Charlie, Jamie, and Jefferson.
Hello everybody, I'm Jefferson Davis. I'm a lead client experience manager here at Movable, and I'm your host today for the mobile marketing panel. I'm joined by Charlie at Skybet and also Jamie at ASDA, who I've had the pleasure of working with for the last 3 years at Movable. But Charlie, I don't know if you wanted to introduce yourself, and this is a mobile panel, so maybe tell us what your most used app is on your phone.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, hi everyone, my name's Charlie. And myself and my team, we look after CRM strategy for Skybet and a few of our associated free-to-play products. In terms of favourite app, if I was being totally honest, it'd be something really boring, like Trainline or Notes or Calendar. But seeing as I'm trying to impress an audience, I'll say it's Strava. Oh, and of course, as the rewards, I've got.
Oh, yeah. Jamie, it'd be great if you could introduce yourself, and I'm going to put the same question to you on what your most used app is.
So hi, I'm Jamie. I am one of the CRM managers at ASDA. I sit within the loyalty team, so look after our app, ASDA Awards. So working on all the app comms as well as the more traditional CRM email marketing. My favourite app is obviously ASDA Awards, and if you haven't got it, you need to download it. But I found out Virgin Atlantic are might not be in the room watching this, but Flying Club, definitely I've got to say my Virgin Atlantic Flying Club.
Excellent. So Charlie, first question to you. How does Flutter and Skybet focus on customer engagement?
Yeah, it's a real key focus for us. So across all of the brands within Flutter, one of our key values is to be customer first always, and I've always been a strong proponent that CRM are best placed in terms of the various marketing channels to really champion those kind of values. Access to tons of customer data, the ability to personalise that data and visualise it for customers, and the ability to test and learn really quickly puts us in a really good spot to focus on customer engagement. We do this across email and push and our other mobile channels. And we've got a recent example, if you could flick along. So recently for Euro 2024, we took a customer-focused lens on the tournament versus what we would normally do, which is we take a look at the commercial calendar, see what was in plan, and send an email for each one of those individual offers and promotions, which results in lots of customers receiving lots of emails ultimately about things that they're not really interested in. So we kind of flipped that and thought about how we could gamify the experience a little bit, make things much more customer focused across our various channels. And we developed a concept called Points Builder, where instead of telling customers about these propositions individually, we wrapped them up into one singular subscriber exclusive promotion, and updated customers throughout the tournament on their progress using dynamic content, image personalization, and checklists across our various channels as well. So we saw some really good results off the back of it across all of our key KPIs. So we've got a big focus at the minute on reducing the amount of batch sends we send out to our customers. We decreased that by 66% versus what we did at the World Cup, while subsequently growing clicks, which is fantastic. And ultimately we saw really strong ROI, particularly from our mobile channels. Customers seem to really resonate with hearing about updates on promotions and progress through things like push notification. We saw 2.3 uplift in ROI from our mobile channels as well. So really positive story for us.
Fantastic. Yeah, great use case, great results. Jamie, what is it about ASDA Rewards program do you think stands out?
I think in my opinion, it's definitely the fact that we give pounds, not points, to our customers, which I think stands out against the more traditional points-based loyalty schemes that you do see in the market. I'm going to be careful what I say because I've met Sainsbury's before this and they did say they were going to heckle me. So, but ASDA Rewards, our strapline is pounds, not points. So we give that value back to our customers directly into what we call a cash pot, which it does seem very different, but the challenges we have is we can't hide behind that points value. 10,000 points sounds great, but when it's worth like £1, it doesn't sound so great. So we have to really show the value that we are driving to our customers as well. So this is one of our most recent campaigns. Well, recent, it's February, this one says, but we do a monthly statement. You might have seen some of the previous year in review examples. This was building on the back of that. So we would pull in how much customers had earned that month and pulling in different data points depending, it was completely personalised to the customer. So if they were a blue light card member, as an example, it would have how much they'd earn if they were a blue light card member. And obviously if you weren't a blue light card member, you wouldn't see that. So we made it completely personalised, and we used Airship, their Airship experience platform, to be able to do a story. So this popped up on customers' devices and then it flowed through. Yeah, a lot of work went into this, but our customers absolutely loved it. It was like our most, I think it was our highest performing campaign this year on the app, and it drove, you can't see, my head's in the way, but 50% uplift in click-through rates compared to our normal in-app campaigns as well.
That's great. And I think this one is actually, unless anyone can correct me on this, a Movable link first. So many of you in the audience today have sent in-app messages using Movable link content, whereas this utilises some new functionality on the Airship side called Scenes, where it sort of operates like Instagram stories, right? So you tap to move on to the next screen. It is effectively a series of in-app messages all powered by Movable link. I think Airship have a booth here, and I'm sure they'll be able to demonstrate that for you.
They would love it.
Yeah. So a question for you both, Charlie. I'll start with you. Why is mobile marketing so important to a brand like Sky Bet?
Yeah, I mean, it's really key for us. Once upon a time, Sky Bet were one of the first to market with a completely app-based sports betting experience. Therefore, the vast majority of our customers use the app to spend money with us. So push is a real key channel for us in particular to communicate to our customers. And the industry is just so fast paced and highly competitive. Going into a weekend of sport, you've got competitors like within Flutter alone, but then beyond that, all competing for customers' attention. So those kind of reactive channels are key for us, especially with the amount of football in particular that happens. And I guess specifically to what we do in CRM, we run a ton of exclusive campaigns for subscribers only, where they can only actually hear about it through channels such as mobile. So especially for things like progress updates, push in particular is a real key channel for us. And as I said with the previous example, tends to resonate really well with our customer base.
Fantastic. And Jamie, yeah, same question to you. Why is mobile marketing so important to a brand like ASDA Rewards?
I think everyone here can agree we absolutely all rely on our mobile devices now. I actually check my screen time. Don't do it. I actually spend around 6 hours a day on average on my phone. So as guilty as it makes me feel, it gives us marketers a huge opportunity to reach our customers and be so quick and in the moment. I think from ASDA's point of view, why it's so important, the grocery industry is so competitive. I don't think anyone here can honestly say they are 100% loyal to one supermarket. And for ASDA, we know our active app users, they're shopping more frequently, they're spending more often. So the mobile channel is absolutely so important to us to be able to ensure that we're keeping our loyal customers engaged with our brand.
Yeah. Hands up in the audience, who does more than 6 hours a week on their phone?
Don't make me feel guilty here, come on.
That's...
Where's Yasmin? Put your hand up.
Wow. Whew. Oh, okay, moving on. Charlie, how do you find inspiration for your next mobile campaign? How do you ideate?
Yeah, I mean, I guess just to build on what Jamie's saying there about the characteristics of the grocery industry, there's actually some really clear parallels between sports betting and grocery. I think we wouldn't often think about it, but things like the frequency of purchase, like the relative lack of loyalty that you mentioned, we do really need to look outside of our industry for those parallels and use that as inspiration. We've tried and tested a lot of things over the years, from a CRM point of view with Movable Ink. So we've used probably every single out-of-the-box app. We've developed custom apps, and we've found some real success with it. The key for us now is looking outside of our industry, kind of taking the blinders off, looking at what retail are doing, what some of the more recent like subscription-based companies are doing to push loyalty and maintain that engagement. So key thing for us is to look outside of our industry.
Great, thank you. And question for you, Jamie. What has, do you think, been the biggest challenge and learning through ASDA Rewards mobile marketing?
I think for me, ASDA Rewards is relatively new, but ASDA, I think, is 60 years old next year. And the biggest challenge we've had is getting the infrastructure and everything powered in the background. I think a lot of people expect CRM to just be a pretty picture on your phone, and we all know that the data is so important, and getting what we need to be able to power that, to be able to deliver that for customers. So I'd definitely say our biggest challenge has been infrastructure at ASDA. The systems are very old, archaic. You might have seen we've been moving away from Walmart, so we're migrating away from Walmart systems. So I would say if you can have any influence, like my biggest learning would be invest in as many APIs so you can create efficient journeys rather than relying on manual uploads and getting the teams heavily involved in getting campaigns out the door.
Great. And a question for you both. Charlie, could you share a mobile win from the last year?
Yeah, sure. So I think Airship have had one or two mentions today already, but we onboarded Airship earlier this year as our new push provider, and they're partnered with Movable Ink, I believe. So it unlocked, a ton of kind of improvements in ways of working in particular. And subsequently, we unlocked some new data points, which also unlocked some new opportunities for us. So for those that don't know, Sky Bet Club is our loyalty proposition, like industry-leading rewards offering for customers. But we've never really been able to communicate to our customers in a very interesting way about the club. So we uncovered, thanks to our data strategy team, some new data points that allowed us to personalise our communication. So we went away and thought about how we could take some of what we've done in email and translate that over to push. And one area that we've had great success in is progress trackers to update customers on their progress throughout promotions. So we implemented recently a progress tracker on our weekly Sky Bet Club update push. And as you can see, we saw some really fantastic commercial uplifts off the back of it, all incremental versus our control groups. And it uses like a whole suite of apps from Movable Ink as well. So we're personalising images, we're integrating with our data sources internally, and of course using like the rich push capability as well. So really happy with this one, and loads of scope for us to develop it as well.
Perfect. Yeah, progress bars work really well, and rich pushing in that for sure. Charlie, would you be able to share a mobile win in the last year?
Jamie?
Jamie's.
Yeah, so this is a really recent campaign for us. I don't know whether you've seen it at all, but ASDA recently launched Cashpot for Schools in collaboration with Joe Wicks, aka the Body Coach. This was solely for our rewards members, so if you signed up to ASDA Rewards and then opted into Cashpot for Schools, ASDA would then donate real money to schools off the back of every shop that you do during this campaign. It's live now, so you can all download the app and opt in if you want to. But yes, this is completely personalised, so the customer can go on and actually choose their school or a school of their choice, and the money would go to that school. So you can see, for example, in the middle here, this was the biggest personal win for me, is that our in-app campaign actually got screenshotted and shared on the Body Coach's Instagram. But I think the biggest thing, the biggest win for ASDA is that I think at the moment we're around 3.5 million has been raised for schools in the UK. And then Movable Ink have obviously helped us showcase and create campaigns to support acquisition as well as engagement. So this email you can see, for example, is completely personalised to the customer. So when that customer's school hits milestones, we'll pull in, you've helped raised over £300 for your specific school. So it feels really one-to-one with that customer. The example on the right-hand side, Is that right? Yeah. Is an example of where we've used the live optimizer for Movable Link. So this is an example of 3 different messages where we're trying to get customers to download the app. And what will happen is it will live optimize in real time so that we know that the most engaged message that is getting the most clicks is being surfaced up to our customers rather than waiting until after the campaign has been sent to optimize.
I don't think I can. Every time I see his face, I think about doing jumping jacks in my living room.
Oh, he came into the office and made everyone do it in the office.
You said you were going to do a little exercise break, didn't you?
Oh, yeah,
Burpees.
It's the carpet's quite loose. I think I'll end up falling over. So everybody here is on a very different journey, particularly with mobile marketing. Some have used Movable Link to send rich pushes and in-app messages, or to power the content, I should say, and others haven't. And sort of, I guess, picking up on one of your points, Charlie, where do you start? Like, we always look at, what's working well in email, and can you, as a very quick win, lift and shift and launch in mobile, and obviously test and look to see if it resonates as well on that channel. I suppose, what advice would you give to the audience today? What words of wisdom would you share?
Well, I guess, as I say, we've used Movable Link for, I think, 6, maybe 7 years now. So like I say, we've tried and tested a lot of different bits and pieces within the platform, and we've had massive success with a lot of it. However, the biggest successes we've had is when we can see that really clear link between the tactical execution and the strategy behind it. So I guess my advice would be, before kind of jump into the tactical execution, just make sure that whatever it is you're planning in is linking back to business objectives. And that's obviously a benefit for the marketer, but it's also really helpful with getting buy-in internally to build on your activity and test and learn more, if you can make that really clear link between commercial benefit and the tactics that you're executing.
Brilliant. And Jamie, what words of wisdom would you share here today?
I would say, building upon what I've mentioned earlier about infrastructure, is one thing that we've been managing to influence within the team, is reviewing and leaning on the tech stack.